Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to ShortSalePowerHour.com, sponsored by Chipotle Mexican Grill.
Tim Ferriss and slow carb approved.
Not what I eat at Chipotle.
No.
Just Chipotle.
No, I'm just saying, though, in general.
Got it. I'm Fred Weaver. This is Kevin Kaufman. We're Group 4610, and thanks for watching ShortSalePowerHour.com today.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming back.
So, it's been...
We scared some people on Monday,
well,
so thank you
for those of you that commented on Monday's post, thank you for your feedback.
My wife said to me...
That's as much as I'm going to say.
My wife goes, well, you guys were kind of outrageous. I'm like, what are you talking... She goes, you threw paper. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I threw paper because Green Tree doesn't understand mitigation. They literally would rather send homes to foreclosure. And in Arizona, even on purchase money loans, they think they can just go and collect money against people. And they don't care what the dang law says because they'd rather just collect on people knowing that some people will give them money even though they don't have the right to be collecting on it. But I mean, I don't have time to explain myself and go into all the details of why I called them
that's not what today's
about. Today's episode's about another screwed up bank that has their head on backwards who appeared on our show many months ago.
Ing Bank.
Yeah.
You guys, have you dealt with
as in losing, as in, you got any other ones?
Not winning. Yeah. Not mitigating.
Yeah, that was the best one. Yeah, that was the best. Because short sailing, I don't know if that's really a word. I don't know if you can sailing something.
No.
You can go sailing.
I would like to have that guy go sailing.
So look, here's the deal. We're being jackrods, but here's the deal. ING Direct. If you've ever done a short sale with them, you would understand that ING owns all of the paper, all the loans that they've ever done. Meaning that they're not just the servicer of their loans.
They're pretty proud.
They're also the investor. They're proud of it. I believe they're a Norwegian company, if I have that correctly.
I have no idea.
I believe they're Norwegian. They must be smarter than us.
I thought they were orange.
They're orange. But here's the deal. They have a hard time understanding loss mitigation, as some of these smaller lenders do.
I mean, I overheard a conversation you were on today with a manager there, who said to you, Fred, I know that our exterior appraisal is 60 days old now, and it may seem old to you, but it's still valid per our guidelines. We're going with it. 60 days. Now, you're having a conversation with him about 6 floor plan comps, like exact matches that have occurred between today and the day their exterior appraisal was completed.
Correct. I don't doubt that some appraiser or BPO agent, I don't know if it was really an appraisal. He called it an exterior BPO when I talked to him last week. This week, all of a sudden, it's now an exterior appraisal. It's turned into a 2055 for those of you that have been in the lending business. But so all of a sudden now it's a 2055. Yet last week it was just an exterior drive-by BPO. In either case,
and it's totally valid.
It was done at the end of November. I'm certain that they used comps 3 to 6 months before November, so possibly as far back as, let's call it May of 2010, but maybe as recent as August, September, October, and November of 2010. And they value this property at $85,000. Well, I went in to run comps and pulled up 6 sales, exact same floor plans.
Sold comps.
All sold between the end of November and the end of January for prices anywhere from $68,000 all the way up to the highest one was $75,000.
Yeah, so it's worth $85,000. That's clear.
Some of those comps had pools. Some of those comps had some features that, in my opinion, are a little bit nicer than the subject property. And he went on to tell me that our $72,500 offer was basically $13,000 on the low side. When I asked him, and I was very polite, you have to give it to me. I've chosen not to argue with this company because I know they like to basically blacklist agents and they like to say that we're the problem. And they always, of course, like to point out that it would be in our financial interest to close this deal. To which I always respond with, it'd be your financial interest as well if you actually knew the value of homes, but that doesn't seem to go over too well.
Whatever.
Anyhow, all I asked for was, look, you've got 6 homes right here that tell one story and an exterior appraisal or BPO, we don't know, from November that tell another story. Why don't you get an interior value this month, as in February 2011,
Imagine that.
And let that value be considered maybe even more weighty than my comps in your exterior drive-by. That's all I asked for, right? I mean, not really too complicated.
Well, and here's the funny part, is that he said to you that they would be willing to do that, but that it was going to be the decision of the negotiator you were working with. And the negotiator said to you, no. He wasn't willing to do that.
Correct. The negotiator
so
said
you
no.
challenged this gentleman on his authority and the fact that one of his employees has already said no, when the fact he said that, yeah, perhaps it should be re-reviewed, but he wasn't going to do anything to expedite that. He wasn't going to do that himself. He was going to stand behind the incorrect decision of his employee.
Correct.
Even though it's incorrect.
Correct.
And that saves them money. How?
I don't know, but I'd like to point out that I was very angry, but I chose not to yell. And in fact, I told the gentleman, I said, I'm going to get very angry if I stay on the phone with you any longer because you're completely unreasonable right now. And I've previous experience with you, you've been pretty reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the call. I'm not hanging up on you, but I need to go right now unless you're willing to do something differently. And I will call your company back with a different strategy and solution at a later date and time.
Yeah.
To which I have not worked that file again today. Now, I will go work it tomorrow.
But please don't work it today.
No, it'll be bad news.
Okay.
So the whole point of the story is that, you know what, there's situations that come up at banks that completely boggle your mind like this. To where they actually are saying, well, we want to mitigate loss. That's why they have that department. If they didn't want to mitigate loss, they wouldn't even have a department. They just have a foreclosure department.
Imagine that.
Right? I mean, like, if you didn't even want to ever do a short sale, why would you even have the department?
Maybe we should sign up to be REO agents for ING because clearly they're never going to complete short sales.
The only problem is I don't know if they'd ever sell because they probably are going to put them on the market for
worth
$13,000 more than what they're worth.
Good point.
So, again, you know what? Go watch another video we did about ING. This starts at their CEO level. It really does.
Yeah,
this starts at the top. This is a company culture.
Here's the deal. Like most
problems
at large institutions do start at the top. And it's about the leadership that's in place. And yeah, you know what? Some of you may not agree with the fact right now that we're calling Gary Goldman out. And that's essentially what we're doing is we're calling out the leadership at ING right now for just not doing exactly that, being leaders. They're not leading their company. They're not empowering their employees to create solutions. They're creating more problems is what they're doing. And so that's a culture problem, and that's something that's not excusable. It's not acceptable. And if you find it acceptable, then you should go to work for one of these large banks. But if you're like me, you're like Fred, you find that to be not acceptable, then you need to do what we're doing, and you need to fight, and you need to be willing to take this to the end like we will. And you know what? We're going to piss some people off. We know that's going to happen, and you know what? So what? Bring it on. Our clients are going to be represented to the fullest.
And today's tactic is, again, brought to you by Chipotle. And the tactic is, you know what? It's okay to sometimes hang up the phone not angry and not yelling at the person and just go back to battle again tomorrow.
Good job, by the way. That's not something that you've done a lot of.
No. I think I slammed my fist into the desk afterwards, too. It hurt for like 10 minutes.
I thought you broke your thumb.
I got feeling back into it later.
Yeah. Okay. April 1st, Las Vegas, Nevada, Short Sales Uncensored. The second and last presentation of this content ever. I'm telling you right now, do not wait for us to find the venue. We're working on a couple different angles. Buy your tickets now while you can before the price goes up in a couple weeks. It's $99 today. The price will be $149 in a few weeks, and we will not give discounts. End of story.
Ooh.
No, I said it. I said that last week,
too.
too.
I already told you we should have charged $199 for the class, and the pre-sale should have been $149. So I support that.
That's what Gubernick wanted as well. So, next Monday, 21st, if you're in Anaheim, we want to see you there, 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. to 2:15?
Well, it's actually not next Monday.
No, it's the following.
Yeah.
21st?
21st, you got it.
Wow, I thought it was next Monday.
Uh-huh.
I'm excited.
But you know what? Next week, we'll give you a full breakdown, both in writing and in the video, of all of our appearances, because we're going to be speaking in quite a few different places and quite a few different times at Family Reunion, including an active rain event and 3 speaking appearances at Family Reunion. So for now, let's wrap it up, because this video's got to be approaching 11 minutes in length.
Little teaser. We got some short sale, what we're going to call short sale mastery. What's the word I'm looking for? Announcements we'll be making in the next week or two.
We'll make those next week.
So be looking for those.
Ready?
1,
2,
3.
Ing. Short sale power hour. Short sale power hour. Ing.
Crush it.
Ing. Ding.